schools, high school teacher, Megan Emelander. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Good morning.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, congratulations on being our Stowe Agency MEMIC Insurance Educator of the Month.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, we're also honoring Nick Thompson, who
Yes.
is actually, as a farmer, you would expect.
He's probably on the
got to be
farm.
out on
Yeah.
the field today.
Yeah.
So congratulations, and
Thank
know,
you.
I think in this community we know that Springport is the leading agricultural community and agricultural school.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, agriculture is one of the #1 industries in our community, and our school reflects that. So the support that we have at Springport High School for agriculture education is huge, which makes my job easier.
Now, did you grow up on a farm?
I did not. I did not grow up on a farm.
Okay.
I grew up in Montague, Michigan,
Okay.
and along the lake, I got involved in agriculture classes and FFA in high school, and I fell in love with it. When I was younger, I wanted to be a veterinarian, so I always loved animals, and so kind of discovering the full realm of agriculture and farming is what I fell in love with.
So you Montague to Michigan State, and then you fell in
Yes.
love with Springport.
Yeah, I student taught at Springport High School, 23 years ago. So I just finished my 22nd year teaching.
That's awesome.
And I've never left. I fell in love with the community, the support, and like I said, the rural nature of and support for farming in Springport is phenomenal. So it just kind of goes hand in hand. So.
You actually run a farm at the high school.
Yes, we have a school farm, which is really unique. So our school farm, we kind of do everything from raise livestock. I coordinated with my food service director, Jeff Brenner, and he actually helped and purchased the hydroponic fork farm towers that you see, and we have 8 hydroponic towers that students grow lettuce for our school cafeteria and themselves. We have little salad parties at 8 a.m. in the morning. It seems weird, but they dig it. And then, of course, we run livestock, as we have a flock of sheep, which is owned by the school.
Okay.
And so in my zoology class, we manage the flock of sheep year-round, and in botany class, we grow in the hydroponic towers and in the greenhouse as well.
What happens if one of the animals is ready to give birth?
Oh, we do that.
Right in there.
Oh, yeah. So that part of the management is remember, we own the moms.
Yeah.
So we own all the ewes at the school,
Okay.
and we have 20 ewes. And we actually set it up over the summertime. So in July, they're going to be artificially inseminated.
Okay.
Sometimes having a ram at school has its own set of liabilities.
I bet.
So we artificially inseminate, one, because we can diversify our genetics. So when you talk about teaching our students about, the future of agriculture, we're looking at genetic technology and artificial insemination. We can breed our ewes to any rams that we want. We don't have to own one. And then, of course, we synchronize all of our ewes to give birth right around the same time. So birthing, which I coordinate at the school, I do with the students. I don't require them to stay overnight in the barn, but they sign up for a 2-hour shift with a friend, and they'll come in and they are in charge of midwifing our sheep.
That's
And
the birthing barn right here?
Yeah, so that's in our school barn.
Okay.
We set up pens for every mom, and we watch. So they have to learn the veterinary skills of watching for signs of labor. And then, of course, with sheep, you have the aspect of difficult births. One of the exciting things, I got a grant to purchase an ultrasound machine. So we actually had someone bring in her pregnant dog, a community member, and we ultrasounded the
Oh, that's
dog.
cool.
And so this is the image of the puppies, actually.
What
A kind of a new skill I want to teach them is kind of getting into, ultrasounding. So
Your students are very lucky.
Yeah, wow,
I
that's
mean,
TMI.
no,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I mean, you're
we,
talking about
we
on
breed, we birth,
on the
we,
job
yep.
experience.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
absolutely.
awesome. And you and your husband own a farm.
Yeah, so obviously this passion isn't something that you can just, I think in education, just do if you don't love it, because it is a lot of extra. And so my husband, Darren, and I, we built our farm about 5 years ago and have been growing ever since. So we actually
cool.
have a food trailer, and it's farm to fork, and we raise all of our own livestock, which then we turn around and spend the summer cooking.
I've eaten food from that
You
trailer.
told me that, yeah.
Yeah, it was at
Yes.
Swinging at the Shell.
Very cool.
Yes.
It was the most popular thing at the, even more popular than the band, because it was just, the food was, and you could smell it because they have a Blackstone grill in the back.
Yes.
I imagine. I'm the only one
My
that
husband
doesn't
is
have
amazing, and so he
Yeah.
he built our food trailer. You know, as a farmer engineer, he builds everything we
Yeah.
have at the farm. But yeah, it's our passion for food, our passion for agriculture, livestock. I bring that every day into my classroom.
How's this heat we've been having the last couple days affect the
Yeah.
animals?
It means extra attention. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
our livestock. I mean, it's checking fresh cold water every 4 to 6 hours during the day. I mean, it's constant, but we love our animals. So
You know what really impresses me, Megan, is that the kids that are growing up on farms, you are giving them a new reason, new excitement, new incentive to continue in the family business and to continue in agriculture. And that really is something that is a threat to our community. We are losing farms, and
Yep.
you're making sure we're going to keep them.
well, and part of my philosophy is I want kids to have a connection to food, and not just from the grocery store. They have to know that there's planning, there's technology, there's calculation, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. So in my classroom, I've got every level of kid from the valedictorian all the way through. But I want every kid to have kind of a home in my classroom with something that they can learn. So if they have a farm background, it's phenomenal. Those kids, a lot of times, they excel. They're the first ones out in the barn. If they don't have a farm background, then I want them to have an appreciation for where their food actually came from.
Yeah.
The broiler chickens we raise at the school, we actually bring in a mobile processing unit. And a local guy, he comes in, he brings all of his equipment. He does a phenomenal job. Northern Path Meat Works, and we process the chickens right there. So the kids
amazing.
they'll have day-old chicks. They'll raise them, feed them, and then go through the processing, and just everything from humane ways of handling to food safety. So that's kind of obviously with the food trailer. That's kind of one of our avenues too. Is food safety, knowing where your food comes from.
I was going to ask, you have kids of your own. Are they going to feature
Yes.
farmers?
Well, my daughter just graduated. She's going to go to Olivet College, and so
Awesome.
she wants to go into business.
Okay.
And my son has really kind of picking up on a lot of what my husband has taught,
Cool.
and that is hands-on. So he may go into skilled. I mean, he's going to be a sophomore. He's young enough,
Cool.
but the skills he learns on the farm are beyond, I guess, anything he's going to pick up.
Hard
anywhere
work and
else.
showing up on time.
Yes.
Those are
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Any employer, you get an application, a resume that says FFA or 4-H, you hire that person.
Yep. Yeah, they know how to work.
Yeah.
Won't be late.
Yeah.
You have something else unusual on the food truck, burgers, brats, and what else?
Well, we have lamb bratwurst and we have goat
Really?
bratwurst.
That's
Really?
Yes. And so they are one of our, both of them are very popular. So
Really?
a lot of people that maybe, like lamb, like a lamb chop, getting the lamb brat has been it's been a favorite. And
Wow.
the goat bratwurst, goat is a phenomenally healthy meat. I
Huh.
mean, it tastes like a sweet beef.
Really?
And so we'll get a lot of people that will try that too. And then we'll run a special, we'll do lamb gyros. And so we'll bring that out this summer yet. So
Well, watch for it. You'll be at Swinging in the Shell.
yeah, we'll be at Swinging at the Shell. We're in Battle Creek on Wednesdays, Marshall on Saturdays. And actually this Friday we'll be at the American Legion here in Jackson for their legacy run. So
You guys don't sleep.
no, we don't. No, we're farmers
Yeah.
nonstop. We don't take days off. So
Well, we are so excited to feature you today as our Stowe Agency Mimic Insurance Educator of the Month. And we also honor Nick Thompson, one of your co-teachers and FFA advisor at Springport Schools. Thanks for coming in today.
yeah, thank you for having
Thanks,
me.
Megan.
Yeah, thank
Keep
you.
up the great work. She doesn't get the summers off.
I know.
No
No,
summers
we work
off.
harder in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. From Springport High School, Megan Emelander. More of the morning show after this.